Not even sure if I got enough time to watch this whole video, but we about to. Top 10 rivals in anime. If the if 2 and number 1 is Goku and Vegeta or Naruto and Sasuke, then this video is bogus. Without further ado, let's get into it.
This video has been sponsored and approved by Oasis Games. Be sure to stay tuned throughout the video to see us play Naruto Online, and be sure to click on the link down below to check out the game for yourself. Hey there guys, this was a difficult list to make, so I'd greatly appreciate a like and a comment for this video. Also, please stay tuned till the end of the credits for a special outtake that we made. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the video.
We about to cut that out. If y'all want to see that, put the original links in the description below. You ain't got to see me talking over anything.
Sumi, do you ever wonder if there's more to life than just watching anime?
Oh, bitch, of course there is. Life is about destroying your enemies, they're pissing on their bones. Unfortunately for me, I've kicked the ass of everyone that's ever come across me. Not quite, Shumi. Audible gasp! Who's that?
Audible gasp. And they got the Team Rocket music playing in the background.
Brothers, cousins, nephews, former roommate. But wait, what does that make us? It makes us rivals.
Ow! What the hell, Sumi? I'm bleeding!
Bring it, bitch! Ah!
Fight!
And they put the JoJo on there. I'm
Well,
crying.
This means we're doing top 10 rivals in anime now. Let's go, Megan.
Ah, but I want to watch the fights.
Megan!
Bad Wolf.
Number 10. Gon versus Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter.
I need to watch Hunter x Hunter.
We're actually talking about Hunter x Hunter. Gon is a bright-eyed village mountain boy who is a giant ray of sunshine, spring in his step, glisten in his eye, ready to take on the world of adventure at the start of the series.
This is an anime that I need to watch. I just haven't, you know?
With a hidden layer of potential talent lying under the unsuspecting surface draws the attention of the dangerous magician Hisoka. Hisoka is a completely selfish, self-serving character who will kill and dispose of anyone for anything. Despite his massive talent and skill, he failed a hunter exam because he judged an examiner for being too weak in his eye, or lacking any potential. To anyone who strikes his interest, he will go out of his way to invest in their potential growth, because to Hisoka, watching a fruit ripen to perfection before finally devouring it is pure euphoric bliss that he lives for. The chance to watch a strong, talented warrior grow before destroying them and killing them, and no fruit looks more desirable to Hisoka than that of Gon. It is a strange dynamic between the two. Gon sees Hisoka as a deadly opponent who he wants to beat fair and square, while Hisoka sees Gon as a young, ripe fruit with the very thought of watching grow to the peak of their potential only to fall and be destroyed by Hisoka as they fall into pure despair is something that he finds cardinal orgasmic pleasure out of.
That's gross.
Jesus, yeah, it's creepy. To make their rivalry even more perfect, the show goes on record to state that their very abilities and nature type actually brings them together naturally. Gon is an enhancer, determined, simple-minded, straightforward, and honest to a fault. Hisoka is a transmuter, whimsical and deceitful, putting on a facade and never letting their true intentions show on the surface. This opposition between these two types of characters is what naturally attracts them to each other. Two opposing, differing forces that attract and meet at opposing ends.
Those eyes, that look, that spirit.
James?
Just can't wait to break you.
Get out of here! Come near me, creeper!
Soma versus Takumi from Food Wars.
Haven't seen
When
all
Soma
of Food
was
Wars.
accepted into Totsuki Academy, he declares off the spatula that he was going to be the #1 graduate in the school, since he's the only student in the entire school to have restaurant experience. For a while, he was right. He could easily fix any meal in a quick instant while making his teacher have a foodgasm. You know you're good when you make your teacher foodgasm. Soma thinks there's no one else that can compete against his skills until he met the Aldini brothers, Takumi and Isami. The Aldinis are talented chefs who worked under their uncle's restaurants, which was deemed as one of the best restaurants in Italy. So hearing Soma's mouth run about having real restaurant experience made Takumi's blood boil. Now he declares himself as Soma's true rival and must do everything in his power to put Soma in his place. The anime has these two compete mano-a-mano once, but in other areas where they have to compete in large groups, Takumi always makes sure to have his eye on Soma to make sure that
the reason why I didn't finish Food Wars is because every time I hear anything about Food Wars, I get hungry. And now I'm really hungry, y'all.
He seems to be the only one
I'm gonna order pizzas
obsessed
after
with
this.
defeating Soma. Akira cooks for the one who took care of him. Iona cooks to uphold the family name. Ryo cooks to be the best for Alice. And Hisako cooks to be worthy enough to stand beside Irina. Takumi has his goals to own his uncle's restaurant and be the best in Italy next to his brother, but now he's driven to make Soma look like a fool in the kitchen just to satisfy his own pride. While his brother sits back and laughs at him for being ridiculously adorable.
それまでせいぜい腕を磨いておくことだぜ。また会おう、雪平相馬。なあおい、また会ったな。うるさい、話しかけるな。どうした？ぺしゃんこにし。
Number 8. Red versus Blue, or Ash versus Gary from Pokemon.
Man,
The famous rivalry in both
I
games
hate
and
Gary.
anime had to make this list. Two boys from Pallet Town embark on an incredible journey to capture all 150 Pokemon. While Pokemon Origins chose Red to be the main protagonist, with Blue being the rival, it was a well-balanced rivalry that brought respect to the original game. Blue was a strong opponent to face up against
Blue?
Red, as we
Not
witnessed
that bad,
both
he
of
was
them
just kinda-
growing and reacting to each and
kinda
every challenge they faced.
jerk,
For such an
little
amazing
turd.
rivalry, everyone remembers,
Gary,
why
man,
we
get
placed
Gary
him so
outta
low
here.
on this list. Because the 90s anime took everything great about this rivalry and turned it into a formulaic mess. Instead of a relatable rivalry we could understand, we get Ash as the hero and Gary as the bully. The spoiled rich kid who picks on Ash for no other reason than just to make Ash look better by comparison.
Gary? Mr. Gary to you, show some respect. Well,
Yeah,
Ash,
give
you snooze, you
respect.
lose, and you're way behind right from the start.
Smell you
I've
later.
got a Pokemon, and you don't.
You could be a Pokemon Master, Ash. Don't listen to that
He'll
Gary
never be a
freaking
Pokemon
oaf.
Master.
He's a meanie. Even though we have our gripes with the 90s anime, we can't deny that this is still an iconic rivalry, which finally got its respectful do-over in the OVA. Whether you prefer Ash versus Gary or Red versus Blue, we just couldn't keep this iconic duo off of the list.
I never thought that you'd be the Pokemon League champion.
Makes sense though, right? I've always been one step ahead of you from the very beginning.
Number 7. Almine Daiki versus Kuroko Tetsuya and Kagami Taiga from Kuroko no Basket. Okay, so at least
I don't watch
one
sports anime.
rivalry had to make this list.
Alright,
While
fine.
there are a ton of
But I don't watch
rivalries
sports
in
anime.
sports anime, we feel like this one.
The only
takes
sports
the
anime
cake.
I've ever watched
You
was
know, the one
Suzuka.
that Soma cooked over.
That's because
number
that's
9.
that's
So
because
of course, to win the title of best team in Japan,
Uh,
Kagami
that's
had
because that's
signed
the
up
first
to beat
manga
all
I've
of
ever
Kuroko's
finished.
ex-teammate. And up until this point, this wild panther appeared. The games are close, but Seirin had yet to have an on-screen loss. In comes Almine Daiki. Sure, he looks lazy and like he's out of it and only wants titties, but yeah. You see, Kuroko and Kagami's only on-screen loss to a Generation of Miracles member is to Almine. Almine, who didn't show up until halfway through the game. And what makes this all the more fierce is Kuroko and Almine's past. They used to be best friends, the original Shadow and Light. It was with Almine's help that Kuroko got a notice and became the Phantom Six Man. And once Almine began to blossom out of control, they fell apart when Almine needed someone to be there for him the most, to reassure him that one day someone would be able to challenge him, to prevent him from becoming an apathetic yet talented player, and to keep him and Kuroko from drifting apart. And when it came time for their rematch, Seirin laid it all on the line. Not even against Akashi, the Emperor. did Kuroko and Kagami have to totally blow misdirection. It was only for Almine. To even beat him once, they had to sacrifice every other attempt they would ever make. Remember, these three are first years and in the same region, meaning that they would meet over and over again for the next 2 years. And even after the defeat, while Kuroko and Almine seem to be friends again, Kagami and Almine still bicker like the tiger and panther children they are. So for throwing it all on the line to redeem a friend and rival, these two lights and a shadow make our list.
宣言撤回するぜ、鏡。最高だな、お前。
Number 6. Light versus
Yes!
L in Death Note. If ever there was a battle of the minds, it was between these two. In the red corner, we have Light Yagami.
If y'all ain't seen Death Note, what y'all doing? Go watch that now. Stop the video. Just kidding, don't stop the video. Finish this. But
and a god complex,
go watch Death Note.
Everyone and anyone
it's crazy.
he sees as a piece in his chess game. In the other corner, we have L, master detective, lover of sweets, and hard to pin down oddball bent on catching Kira. Needless to say, their rivalry, their cat and mouse game, was what made Death Note amazing and memorable at its core. One second they're playing games, smiles on their faces. The next, they were plotting how to catch each other. It was a battle for the greater good via any means necessary, even if things like torture, lies, deceit, and sacrifice were needed. There were so many twists and turns, so many fake outs over the top, moments that made you come back each week to see how they would best each other. Truly, it was a game played by two masters, which makes it all the more disappointing that the game only went on for half the series. Say what you will about Mello and Nier, they never brought half the excitement and energy to the show like L and Light's rivalry. While it felt like Light got the last laugh when he killed L, in Death Note's own way, however, it felt like L got the last laugh.
He did.
Even in Death's and in others' hands, it showed who Light truly viewed as a rival, and for that, L and Light will always be iconic.
I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am justice.
Number 5. Naruto Uzumaki versus Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto.
Okay.
Naruto and Sasuke are controversial characters for various reasons among fans and critics of the series alike. Naruto is a hyperactive idiot in a whole jumpsuit.
Naruto should be like Naruto and Sasuke should be all the way up at the top because the whole series is based on their the whole series is based on them being rivals.
They become the equivalent of gods, which makes them super overpowered and yada yada yada. Now I know this is me being very critical of the individual characters themselves, but that's the thing. When they are by themselves, they both have noticeable flaws. However, their rivalry is arguably one of the strongest and most iconic elements of the entire series.
But they're still not number 1.
Despite being total opposites at the start of the series, their fate is sealed upon sharing a kiss that ignites the flames of yaoi shippers for decades to come. And of course, when they start out at each other's throats, their persistence to gain strength and compete with each other in the early parts of Naruto are truly great character building moments for the two, leading to some impressive shows of camaraderie and teamwork that are quite endearing and outstanding moments for the early points of the series. Even when the script flips and they become fated enemies, every single clash and every fight is full of raw, complicated emotion.
Man, the whole series is about their rivalry.
Without ever saying a single word. It doesn't matter what iteration of their fight comes to mind. There are always two constant variables between them all. A, each one probably comes with hundreds upon hundreds of Linkin Park AMVs attached. And B, they are spectacles of pure action, visceral emotion, and a testament to how these two characters have grown or changed, and containing so much powerful, iconic action with visceral, intense imagery. Naruto and Sasuke is an anime rivalry that defines the series the way that the Super Saiyan transformations defined and changed Dragon Ball Z. It's a testament to the characters, their art, their motivations, and their feelings, all brought together in gorgeous animated spectacle of two teenagers beating the ever-loving snot out of each other. Love it or hate it, these two are truly an iconic rivalry that demonstrates both the worst and the best that this series has to offer.
Why, Naruto? Why would you go so far from me?
Because of you friends!
This is the first time I've ever had a bond like this.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special message. Robin's playing a Naruto game. I am?
Alright, we back from the ads. Number 4.
Yugimoto versus Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh.
The rich entrepreneur
I forgot
and
this
the
is even a
small-town
rivalry.
kid from humble beginnings. It is a character dynamic that, by all means, is nothing new. But
I need
it
to
is
watch
a simple
Yu-Gi-Oh! again,
and
man.
beautiful
Yu-Gi-Oh! was
contrast
lit.
between two characters, and that works well to describe the dynamic of Seto Kaiba and Yugimoto. Kaiba is a rich businessman who wants to be the very best for his own goals, while Yugi is much more about friendship and the heart of the cards. Despite having all the money in the world, that still doesn't change the fact that Kaiba is laser focused on defeating Yugi after a crushing defeat at the hands of
I
Yugi
banish you
at
to
the
the
very start of the
Shadow
series,
Realm.
never being one to take an insult like that lying down. Kaiba may be a bit of a rich jerkwad who wants to actually beat Yugi fair and square, and hardly ever actually relies on underhanded tactics to do so. To atone for past upsets and defeats, he wants to beat him fairly. The only time Kaiba ever actually does resort to underhanded tactics is when his little brother Mokuba is in danger at the hands of Pegasus, and Kaiba needs to defeat Yugi in order to save his brother, actually going so far to threaten suicide should he end up losing the duel. Underneath all the angst and rich boy swagger, Kaiba truly cares for his little brother and will do what it takes to protect him. And in that regard, he and Yugi find common ground. Yugi cares for his friends and family and believes in the heart of the cards. While he is much warmer to those around him than Kaiba is, they both share a drive and passion of the game of duel monsters that is unrivaled. They both work to improve for their next duel to make sure they really know who
Yu-Gi-Oh! is
the king
lit.
of games is.
I will never surrender to the likes of you.
That's it. That's the kind of determination I expect from you. Fight on.
Number 3. Goku versus everyone from Dragon Ball Z. Seriously, with every change in the early years of Dragon Ball Z, Goku had numerous rivals. Goku versus that guy who ends up in a hole in the ground, I mean Yamcha. Goku versus Krillin. Goku versus Tien. And of course, Goku versus Better Dad Piccolo.
Better Dad
Yamcha
Piccolo.
at the time admired Goku for his strengths, so he felt compelled to be strong enough to beat him one day. How did that turn out again?
Ha!
I've been stabbed and blown up too, and dumped by the only girlfriend I ever had.
Same, but you know the difference? When mine left, she took all my money. When yours left, she took all her money.
Oh yeah, not so well. As Master Roshi only wanted one student to teach, Krillin felt compelled to win the position until Roshi decided to teach them both. From that point on, he just wanted to be a better student in Roshi's eyes.
I watched all of Dragon Ball, man, and like the last like 3 episodes are like really random.
Tien had heard that his teacher's brother was killed by Goku, so of course he felt compelled to defeat Goku or even kill him to get revenge. As for Piccolo, well, he
if y'all haven't
like
seen
Goku
Dragon Ball,
like
if y'all watching Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super,
so he declared Goku
watch
to be his
Dragon
rival,
Ball.
so he
Like
can
it's
avenge
so
his
much better, and
father's death.
Piccolo's a
Somewhat
good
of
bad guy.
minor reason actually, since he just wants an excuse to kill Goku and the other humans. This rivalry came to an end during the Saiyan saga, as Piccolo found his true calling in life, becoming the best babysitter in the whole wide world, and practically the best stepdad in anime. But alas, we can't forget the biggest rivalry, and the one that truly matters to this day. Goku versus Vegeta.
Yes.
One of the greatest rivalry of all time for amazing reasons. Vegeta is the pride of his people, the prince of all Saiyans.
He has to be the best, otherwise it's an insult.
To be the strongest Saiyan so he can be a worthy prince of his people. Goku is an idiot. He loves to fight and train, so you would see how dishonoring it is in Vegeta's head to lose to someone as stupid and aloof as Goku is. His pride will not handle the shame, so he feels compelled to become the strongest Saiyan in the entire universe so he can feel like the honorable prince that he is. Vegeta versus Goku is the best rivalry to come out of Dragon Ball Z, but it wasn't the first. all of these rivals, all of these badass fights.
I'm loving how many times Goku just kicked Krillin.
Stronger than this idiot right here.
Phew. I guess we're safe now.
Selfish glory hog! Do you have any shame?
Hey, just take it easy, Vegeta. That's not what it looks like.
Number 2.
Alright, I wonder what number 2 and number 1 are gonna be.
Alucard versus Alexander
Alright,
Anderson
I accept that.
from Hellsing.
Alucard is
the
lit.
ultimate fight that reflects our world today. Not
And
in the
Anderson is not
sense
no
of light
pushover,
versus
so-
darkness or good
Woo!
versus evil. It is one's ideology versus a different ideology. One is a servant of God, tasking himself to rid the world of unholy abominations, and the other is the darkest abomination.
I wonder why
to
they don't
ever
use any
exist in the
Hellsing,
entire world.
Ultimate
Both can do
clips in
great
this,
things
though.
for mankind with their strengths, to which they have. But the relationship these two share for each other entices
My
the
boy
show
Alucard,
even
like, nope,
more.
nope, nope,
They hear
nope,
of the
nope.
other's existence and must then find each other and fight because it is in their nature. It's not necessarily a relationship where they can't feel complete without each other, but more like an awareness of each other's existence and the required actions they must take to honor each other's purpose. As a soldier of God, Alexander has to destroy Alucard and protect the world from more unholy abominations, while Alucard drives for the worthy opponent to put an end to his existence, but refuses to go down without the best fight of his life. Alexander makes Alucard feel alive with every fight they embrace, which is why the scene from Hellsing Ultimate breaks
There
our
it
hearts.
is.
Even when he defies the Vatican for siding with the Major, Alexander will not put his duty aside just because Alucard is trying to save whatever remains of London. Well, that's only natural to his character, but to then give him a desperate route just to destroy Alucard only tears him apart. Alucard was searching for one that was worthy of taking him down, and Alexander could have been the one true rival who could have succeeded, until he made this tragic mistake. He did what he thought he had to do in order to take Alucard down for good, but this in the end makes Alexander unworthy. For that reason alone, this rivalry couldn't place in our number 1 spot, but for its realistic representation of ideologies clashing, Alexander and Alucard will go down as one of the greatest rivals in anime.
Our mission is to punish any heretic who would deny the word of God. We will crush your unholy body and salt the earth.
Whenever the Hellsing Ultimate Abridged episode comes out, I'm watching that.
Somebody put you in your place, human.
Before we move forward, here are some honorable mentions.
Interesting. I haven't seen Akira. Probably should watch Berserk. I need to. I've only seen so much of Black Cat. Black Lagoon. Hey, Ichigo versus Renji. Spike versus Vicious. Never seen the Grand Man. Never watched Digimon. Me and Angel, yep. I need to watch that. Gray versus Natsu. Claw versus Sephiroth. I guess technically that's anime. Kenshiro versus Shin. I need to watch this at the North Star. I want to so bad. Fruit Basket was cute. IQ. Lupin the Third. I want to watch all of Lupin the Third as well, but I don't know where to start. Hey, Deku versus Noragami, Yato versus Rishimon. I started reading Pandora Hearts. I don't know what this is at all. Need to see Ranma 1/2. Samurai 7. Slayers. Sonic and Shadow from Sonic X. Man, get out of here! Tiger Mask. Trigun. Yuri on Ice, really?
And the number 1 rivalry in anime.
Here we go.
So out of all of these amazing rivalries in anime, what was our number 1? What could outdo all of these iconic duos and groups? Well, let's have Riff Raff and Columbia start up Time Warp so we can go back 30 years and let things get a little bizarre. The Joestar
Yes!
family
Okay, I'm
versus
completely
Dio
okay with this.
From JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I am completely okay with this.
Dudes, this is a long one. It spans
I am so
time
okay with
and
this. JoJo is one of my favorite
space and
animes
how
of all time.
Absolutely crazy it is. Dio Brando is the son of Dario Brando, a drunkard and poor thief who tries to rob George Joestar. When George
I'm
thinks that
completely
Dario
okay
is
with
trying to save his life, he
JoJo
offers him
versus
thanks and eventually
the
entertains
Joestar family versus Dio. I'm okay with this. I'm watching part 4 right now.
That he's pretty much
And I've
the
seen
most
part
evil thing on earth by
1,
kicking
2,
a
and
dog,
3 like
being
7
addicted to
times.
George's son, Jonathan, kissing Jonathan's girl, and seriously incinerating Jonathan's
puppy.
dog and beating the crap out of him. But Dio Brando is no dum-dum. He plays nice and worms his way in. What results is the death of George, Dio turning into a freaking vampire for some reason, burning the estate down and trying to take all of and over one village of vampire zombies at a time, getting his body destroyed, then taking down the symbol of purity and dignity that is Jonathan Joestar. Heck, he even attacked Jonathan and Irina during.
Hey everybody, so what appeared to have happened is that I ran out of space on my camera. So I'm just gonna do the outro here. If you guys want to see the original video, the link's in the description down below. If you guys want to see me react to more stuff like this, let me know down in the comments. Watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is one of my favorite animes of all time, along with No Game No Life. And yeah, that's about it. So later.